Mega total control is something many people have been discussing recently, and for good reason. Governments around the world have been aiming to gain an ever tighter grip on their populations, using measures such as mass surveillance and data collection, the implementation of laws to limit freedom of expression and assembly, and the roll-out of new technology that allows for greater manipulation of the masses. Although it can be frightening to think of, knowing the potential ramifications of unchecked power, the good news is that we can all take steps to protect ourselves and our rights. One of the first things to do is to stay informed. It's important to know what laws are being proposed or implemented in your area, so that you can better understand the power dynamics at work. Knowing the laws allows people to stay one step ahead of their government by making sure that they do not do anything that could be interpreted as illegal or that could lead to their rights being infringed upon. This is an especially important step for those living in countries where the press is not free and open, as it gives people the opportunity to investigate and examine the law on their own. It is also essential to stay up to date on global news, as government-backed power grabbing can happen anywhere, so any news can help individuals to be better prepared if it ever threatens their freedom. Another important step to take against total control is to join the resistive community. This group of people have the ambition and collective power to fight oppressive governments and make a stand for basic human rights. Associating with like-minded people can provide support and ideas on how to tackle the issue, as well as helping to generate a unified pressure against those who seek to control the masses. It is also helpful in terms of disseminating news or other information that might otherwise be forgotten or ignored, as well as keeping up morale during difficult times. Finally, people can also take steps to protect themselves and their rights in more practical ways. Investing in gold than silver, for instance, is a good way to ensure that you retain some financial security in the face of potential currency crashes. Additionally, growing your own food means that you will remain more self-sufficient, allowing you to maintain independence and avoid becoming overly reliant on institutions or companies which could be used as tools of control. Ultimately, total control is a worrying prospect and can easily slip under the radar if we're not careful. The concept of total control over a person, group, or system is a worrying prospect. It evokes fear, intimidation, and powerlessness. Total control holds a certain power, as it can be used to silence, manipulate, and oppress. Unfortunately, it is all too easy for the power of total control to slip under the radar if preventative and proactive measures are not taken. Total control can be exerted in many ways, such as through governments. Governments have immense power, and when they overstep their bounds in exerting total control over citizens, it can have a devastating effect. Without checks and balances and enough public oversight, a government can manipulate the public, violate human rights, and stifle political dissent. This can lead to a drastic decline in public trust in the government and a feeling of disempowerment. In the worst cases, citizens may not even realize the extent to which the government is exerting power over them, meaning that total control can go unnoticed and unchallenged. Total control can also exert itself at the individual level. Abusive relationships, for example, can involve one partner completely controlling and manipulating the other. In cases like this, control can be exerted through emotional, physical, and financial manipulation. This control may not be immediately apparent to those who are being manipulated, or even to those who are not involved in the relationship. It can take a long time for the signs of an unhealthy relationship to become evident, and as a result, total control can remain undetected for years. Ultimately, total control is a concerning concept that can too easily go unnoticed. If we are to prevent it from having a detrimental effect, it is essential for people to remain vigilant, to recognize the signs of total control when it's present, and to take proactive action to challenge and contain it. Whether it is control exerted by a government or a person, vigilance and proactive measures are necessary in order to protect those affected and maintain a sense of justice, respect, and equality.